Story time, guys. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I checked in, but I wanted to take some time away because I just needed to focus on some other stuff. But nonetheless, I'm going to sit here and continue to keep taking my makeup off because why not? Anyway, 3 years ago today, September 28th, I purchased my first house. And I thought I was stepping into a place of stability, and what I didn't realize is I was stepping into a storm. What I didn't know was that my inspector, my real estate agent, my broker, even the FHA appraiser, like none of them had my best interests at heart, y'all. Like they played on like my lack of like knowledge as a first-time home buyer. I mean, I could talk about and say there's other factors in there, but I won't do that. What I am gonna just say is that they just played on my ignorance, and it's unfortunate because I just wouldn't do that to somebody who just didn't know anything. When someone doesn't want something, I like to embrace people and wrap my arms around them. Anyway, I digress. The house was full of hidden issues. I mean, it was just bad. Like every repair that popped up, like one more weight. Felt like it became like one more weight I just couldn't carry. What was supposed to be a dream of home ownership turned into anxiety, depression, and just a lot of unrest. I mean, I couldn't sleep at night. I mean, my health started declining. I developed sleep apnea. Like, it's just so many things. Or at least my sleep apnea got worse, I should say. I was going to therapy and just really trying to figure out what did I do to deserve something like this. I mean, this just felt so heavy. The house just became a money pit. But here's what I've learned, and I understand that God has a way of like turning even a house full of headaches into a classroom. Into a classroom. My home is a classroom. It is, y'all. And it's a classroom for trust. Slowly I began to realize that this journey wasn't all about the bad plumbing that I experienced, or HVAC systems, or bad electrical units, or bad electrical stuff, or whatever. It was all about God teaching me how to rest. I truly, truly believe that. I mean, I think that's why I call my house the resting place. It means something to me that when I walk into my home, that my home feels peaceful, that it feels restful, that I feel like I can come in here and not feel all the anxiety that I was feeling every time I came home, because what else could possibly go wrong? Strange animals trying to get into the house. It was just like, y'all, I tell you, it's a mess. I could spend way more than 10 minutes telling y'all this story, but eventually what this house has brought me to, and it has been my classroom, it is what taken me from anxiety to alignment, just trying to hold it together, to trusting that God was already holding me in the process. And a lot of it, I couldn't really see it. I mean, like, listen, it's still not perfect. My house still has lots of things that need to be fixed. And I've poured so much money into this home. And I mean, shoot, I need a new HVAC system. I can't even turn my heat on when it gets cold outside. So I live in Michigan. When that heat drop, when that weather drops, oh, I'm gonna need some heat. And I can't turn the heat on because I have a crack in my heat exchange. So that means that if you turn the heat on, you could possibly get carbon dioxide in your house, and I'm not trying to do that. So, it's $8,500 of stuff that I'm tapped out. I'm tapped out. And as much as I want to sit here and cry about it, as much as I want to keep shedding the tears, as much as I want to keep feeling frustrated about it, you know what? I might be tapped out, but God is not. You know, I had to go back and pull on Hebrews 4. If you haven't read, I'm not Hebrews 4, sorry, Lord. Philippians 4. If you have not read Philippians 4, please do. And if you're familiar with it, great. But there's a scripture that people often quote a lot, and it's, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Great, wonderful. But in order to do those things, I have to first, which Paul tells us, to first be content. Whether I am fed or hungry, or whether I am in plenty or in want, I can do things through him who give me strength, because what he's saying is that because I'm content. So my lesson is I have to learn how to be content. The rest comes inside of contentment. So I may not have everything that I want, but I do have all that I need. And I may not have all the things that I need right here in my face directly, but I believe that I serve a God who has and owns it all. And so things might not be perfect for me right now, but I know that God is working, and I know that he's perfect. And I know that God will not withhold one good gift from me. I know he won't. And so I'm saying this, and I'm sharing this with anybody and everybody to remember that God will supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory. Not my riches, but his. And that means that I don't have to figure it all out. I don't have to figure it all out. And in the resting place, I get to have rest in him. I get to trust him. I get to put it back in his hands. I get to cast my cares to him, because he loves me and he cares for me, and he loves you and he cares for you too. And so I just wanted to just say today, in my 3rd anniversary of living in this house, is that my home is still a work in progress. And at some point, I'm sure I'll take pictures of my house and walk around and be in certain spaces, and y'all might be like, girl, you can do something with that. And then you might like some of the things that I do. I don't know. But one thing I know is that God is not done with any of us. He's not done with us. He's not. So if you're in a season where nothing feels, finished, remember that God's mercy meets us right in the middle. So keep resting in him. Keep trusting the timing that Jesus has for us. He is working in the unseen. And one thing I do know about faith is that if we're going to step out on faith, faith is like a letter. Somebody once told me, faith is like a letter. Why would you ever write a letter, put a stamp on it, and then put it in the mail and send it off? Faith is like that. When you cast your cares, when you pray to God, when you send it off to God for God to handle and deal with, you have to have faith that the postal service, aka God, will take care of it. That the letter, the thing that you're hoping for, is going to get to its destination where it's supposed to be. Not having faith is like putting a postage stamp on a letter and putting it in the mailbox, and then going back the next day to the post office and saying, hey, can I have that letter back? Because I don't trust that you're actually going to send it. What's the point? Right? So family, rest is underrated. It really is. And I'm learning that one broken furnace and one prayer at a time. So I love you. Have a good rest of the week. I'll keep posting. Eventually I'll do a live. We'll see how it goes. All right. Love you.